Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you happen to be hiding out there on the globe today. Welcome to the WP Plugins A to Z interview show. I'm your host, John Overall. With me today is a plugin developer by the name of Chris Mason. He's from Nashville, Tennessee, where he lives with his wife and two kids and a little white fluffy dog. Welcome to the show, Chris.
Hey, thanks, John. Great to be here.
So we're here to talk to Chris about his plugin business, the WooCommerce plugin that they've got out there called WooCurve. I believe it's been submitted to us for review. I myself haven't had a chance to do it yet. Maybe Marcus will, since he does more WooCommerce plugins than I do. But we will get it into the queue for review. But we're going to find out a bit about this plugin and what it does for everyone. So first off, Chris, you want to give us a little background about your company and what your plugin is all about?
Yeah, absolutely. And so WooCurve is the name we came up. It's like the parent company, and we have a couple different plugins, one in beta and then one that we launched back in November, and that's the primary one we'll talk about today. But it does one-click upsells for WooCommerce stores, and it's essentially what that means is it's all post-purchase. So somebody decides to buy something from your store, and then you present them with a one-time offer that lets them take advantage of another product in your store, and they don't have to re-enter their credit card information. They just click, yes, I want to buy this now, or if they click no, then they could either go to a downsell, which we allow you to do that. So you kind of map out your own little funnel there inside of WooCommerce, and it's just been, like I said, since November, and getting really good feedback, and we're working on it all the time to make it better.
Okay, so I caught something there what you said about the plugin. So they've already entered their data. So what if they're going through, say, PayPal or something, and they still got the option to add it in before it gets switched to PayPal for payment? Is that how this works?
Exactly. So we integrate with PayPal, with PayPal Express, with Payflow Pro, with Stripe, Authorize.net, Braintree, and I feel like I'm forgetting something, but I think that's.
There's dozens of them out there, so don't try to remember them all.
Yeah. But exactly, we whatever option you want to use to take the payment. Yeah, we don't store anything, so there's no security. Yeah. We actually give you a brand new gateway to connect if you're using PayPal, for example. Yeah.
Oh, that's actually quite useful then. Okay, and so tell me, what was the genesis of this particular project? What brought you to bringing this plugin to life?
Yeah, for sure. So I've been doing consulting work for quite a while, and I was working with a client, and I build out online sales funnels for different businesses. And I was working with a client. He was using WooCommerce. I wasn't familiar with WooCommerce, but whenever I'm building out a funnel, I always look at front end, back end, and what the upsell structures are going to be. Because on a lot of funnels, they don't become profitable until you convert on the upsell.
Right.
And so he was using WooCommerce, and I was just blown away. I couldn't find anything to do a one-click upsell. And so, long story short, I just started researching, and I found this thread in a forum on WooCommerce, and connected with a young developer who was building out the solution. I paid him to build it for my client. Thought it was awesome, and then I was like, I bet there are a lot of people like me who would find this useful. So we started offering up to beta users and tested it out. We got about 50 paying beta testers.
Nice. It's always nice when you can get the beta testers to pay you for it.
That's right, yeah, and the way we did that was just getting active in different Facebook groups and forums. We weren't running ads or anything like that. And then in November we decided to do a bigger push where we would invest in some advertising and open up an affiliate program and that kind of thing to get the word out. And so it's really been the last few months where we started to see a good bit of traction on the one-click upsells, and we've got another plugin that's in beta now that we're doing the same thing, where we've got people paying to use it, and they're helping us make it better. And of course, they get it at a really cheap price to be a part of that beta program.
That's quite excellent. Now, tell me a little something. How does the plugin function? How does it how does it integrate? I noticed when I was scrolling through your website here, it talks about having the ability to help you build the page you need, set up the funnel and all the bits and pieces. But how does this actually come together and work? Because while I work with WooCommerce, I don't spend hours helping people manage their products.
Sure. Yeah. So when you install the product inside of your in the back end of WordPress, there, it will be an option in the WooCommerce menu, and it doesn't actually build the page for you. But what we do, because we're using shortcodes,
right.
And so one of the options that you have, if you're using something like Divi or Thrive themes, you're not stuck with using like a default checkout page from WooCommerce. You can actually, if you want to do like a video sales letter or something as your upsell,
right.
then you would be able to do that. And because we're giving you the short codes, you can even wrap that around like a button, so it could be a link or it could be a button. So what we're trying to communicate there is that you have complete control over like that funnel experience after checkout, and you want to show your one-time offer, and you can then kind of build out the logic of if somebody says if they turn you down and they're not interested, well then you can actually show them another offer. It's like, well, hey, we understand that you don't want these 6 bottles of vitamins if that's what it is, but how about just one? And so you can kind of build it out that way as well.
Okay. Well, looking at the steps, like you show a couple of screen captures from the plugin here on your site here in the steps. You got the step 1, choosing the funnel, then choose the product, and then moving it to step 2 where you get the short codes for it. So, and then step 3 is, as I'm skimming it really fast, trying to read ahead of you. It's something about a letter. Second, choose a second offer. Oh, second offer. So you can choose you can choose multiple offers within the funnel, as you've already described, where you can have upsell or downsell, or even have an additional upsell. Like I've purchased products on sites, and they, I've already purchased. I've gone through my purchase, and they say buy this, and it's like, no, I don't want that, and then they click, buy this one now. And I end up like 3 pages later, like, no, I only wanted the first thing. Go away.
That's right.
But there are times when people will buy those things because they might not have known about it, or they might go, hey, that's a good thing to add to this. And so what we're trying to do, you want people to pair the products that are most likely to be ordered with it, or look through their history and see what's ordered together.
Yeah, and we talk. We do some training. Once you get on our list of, we spend a lot of time talking about like how you actually want to position your upsell, like what works and what doesn't. Because I've been working with clients for a while, so I actually have different funnels that I can show that I've built, and even you mentioned like there's even some we have opinions on like how many is too many, because you don't want people to walk away with that feeling of like, oh gosh, I just wanted the one thing, leave me alone.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's true. You've always got that problem. Now I got a question here for you. Now this is something that I'm seeing more and more of a trend on, and so when I get a chance to talk to a developer on it, I really want to know, is your plugin you've got a monthly fee on your plugin instead of an annual fee, and that monthly fee is, do you have a third-party API system that it works through, or is there some other reason for the monthly fee? Because this is something I'm noticing as a trend in the last couple of months on premium plugins and freemium plugins. So a little feedback on that one. I'm just curious.
Sure. Yeah. So as far as the tool, we use WooCommerce subscriptions on that. And so that's that's the actual tool that allows us to do that. And so, obviously we're going to use our own stuff when we can, but yeah, our tool doesn't actually allow for things like subscription. So, one of the questions we do get a lot from prospective buyers is can they use subscriptions in an upsell? And so we can actually point to, well, this is exactly what we do. And that actually is a kind of a common question. So that's the tool that we use. And then your other question was around like the thought behind why a subscription model. Yeah. So we offer monthly and annuals. If you wanted.
Well, I saw that, but it's still based on a monthly price. So.
Correct. Yeah, and that's that was something that when we first launched, we did a launch special for the first 100 customers. It was just a flat fee, and then we sold a support upsell.
Right.
So very very traditional. You sell the plugin, and then really what you're selling from then on out is support.
True.
And I had this idea, and I thought, I'm not interested in being in the business of selling support. What I actually really care about is helping people build really successful businesses, and that's what I do for clients. And I want to be selling transformation. And so my thought was, I want to price it in such a way that it becomes obvious to the business who is maybe doing 6 figures a year, to where they're like, $37 a month, I'll make that back in 2 days just by putting this upsell. So in a way, it's a way for us to kind of target the kind of businesses that we want to work with, that we can really help. So that was the initial thought behind it.
So your plugin is still like any other standard plugin. They download the plugin, and there's no API it has to connect with for ongoing automatic updates that you do.
That's correct. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because I've run into this on a couple of developers so far. Just to let you know, as one of the developers, they're on the monthly, but because they run their plugin through a API system where they manage the updates at a central point, the plugin is just a connection to the point, like services of software. So I'm noticing more and more of this trend. So I'm starting to ask people about it. So I see way too many plugins, I think.
That makes sense.
Anyway, that's an aside. So anyway, tell us a little bit about this additional. Before I go into your additional plugin there, what do you offer to people as far as the support goes? What do you do for people? How do you help support them aside from troubleshooting if the plugin doesn't work with, say, a certain theme or something? What else do you offer folks?
Yeah. So what you just described would be like traditional tech support of that. So yeah, we're doing that. But then we just started this, creating different just free training videos. If you go to our blog, we're starting to post some of those and put together actual material that teaches people. These are different ways to talk and position using sales copy or video for positioning your upsell in a way that's not scary to your prospects. So we've got like an upsell checklist that we run people through, and then so there's that kind of content that we're creating. We're sending out an email, but then also part of what I do, I keep a close watch of like the questions that people are asking and support, and it's very what's the word? It happens a lot where I just reach out directly to a customer and I'm like, hey, tell me about your business, and I actually would just email back and forth with them on what it is that they're selling. I've just gotten on Skype calls with people who are selling. Like we've got a customer in Norway, and he's the main distributor for Bulletproof coffee over there. And so I just got on a call with him and helped him kind of think through like what are the different things that he could offer in his upsell. He's got a brick and mortar and he's got an online store. Okay. So that to me is really fun. And that's where I kind of put on my consulting hat, and I don't have to charge for that, because they're in the family, so to speak.
They're already helping to pay for it anyway. So you do offer a little bit more than just your traditional support, a little bit of helping them with the ideas along the way, the difficulties. Like if I was going to take on something like this, I'd have the difficulties of I don't exactly quite know how to pull the right products together, because it's not something I do on a continual basis. And even though someone might run a store, they still might run into this problem because they just hadn't thought along those lines before. So
that's right.
Okay. Well, tell us a little bit about this additional plugin that you guys have got cooking in the back burner. Give the audience a little sneak preview.
Yeah. You're talking about the one that's currently in beta, right?
All you've mentioned is you have another plugin in beta. You hadn't even mentioned what its name is.
Yeah. So the name of that one is called Handsome Checkout. And it is specifically, as you guess, it focuses on the checkout page inside of WooCommerce. So we've got a handful of templates, and I do have just a walkthrough that we shared with people who are on our list. You could probably find it if you Googled it, or I could send it here.
Well, we're gonna fetch links from you when this is over.
Okay, cool. So
making a list of what I need.
Yeah, but basically, if you're familiar, if you use like lead pages,
yep.
Or even SamCart or ClickFunnels, it's more in that camp of where this is like lead pages for checkout pages. So cool. You pick the template, you pick the fields that you want to add. It doesn't yet work for multiple products. So this works best if you're selling just one singular product, and then obviously it's going to work perfectly with our one-click upsells. And in fact, you're on the sales page now. If you were to click, select this plan, you would actually see one of our handsome checkout pages, and it just makes putting a checkout page together just crazy simple, crazy easy. Okay. And then, we're about to, by the end of this month, we are on target for our roadmap. We're adding features like order bump. That's the number one request for this one, which is that little Johnson box thing. When you're checking out, you've got the little dotted line box. Is like, hey, you might also want to add this $37 product or whatever it is to your order. Similar to an upsell, but more of a cross sell, I guess. So. Nice. Okay. So we're adding that and a couple other features, more templates, obviously, and also the ability to help with abandoned cart is something else that we're working on really hard. The big thing that wasn't coming to my mind was actually being able to replace the default checkout page from WooCommerce with our templates, which is probably the number 2 request we've received. So we've gotten a ton of great feedback on this product, and it's priced really well right now, just to get people in and testing it for us, and that's really helping us make it a better product.
Well, make sure I get a link for that one, and we'll let everyone know about it.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's pretty much covers up. You've got quite the lineup of products. I'm really quite impressed with it. I'll see if I can find a way to give this plugin a test. Most likely I'll get Marcus to do it because he actually works on live WooCommerce sites versus me.
Yeah.
And it's all good. So this is the point where you get to plug all your links and tell everyone where they can get hold of and contact you.
Absolutely, yeah. So our website is woocurve.com, and you'll see jumping off points from there, and then from there you'll see our blog. You can see some of our posts. I do have the what I mentioned earlier, the upsell checklist, and I can give you a link to that. But it's woocurve.com/upsell checklist, and you can download that and kind of see how we teach people about what we think are the key components when you're thinking about putting an upsell together. But I can give you the link so you can put it below this interview as well.
Oh, absolutely. I would definitely want to get those because they need to go in with the show notes for everything else.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. Well, perfect. Thank you very much, Chris. I greatly appreciate you taking the time to come on the show and talk with us. And once I get this up, I'll get you everything out there. So hang on just a couple of minutes for me. All right, that's the interview show. Thank you very much. Take care now. Bye-bye. Thanks for listening to the show. This show is copyright by johnoverall.com. So until next time, have yourselves a good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you happen to be out there on the globe today.